Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Today, if you are new here, you don't know this, but today is my favorite video to make. It is Monday. And Monday, I go through all the items and things that I've either worked on or finished throughout the week. And it's always a surprise to me. You would think that I would understand this more. This is where I talk about my crocheting and my knitting and yarn and dreams and plans and all that other stuff that I've got going on. And thanks for joining me. If you're returning or new, go ahead and click the like and subscribe. I'd love to have you come back, join me and my yarny delights and family fun and all that other wonderful stuff. I greatly appreciate that. So this is not a fashion statement. This, this. I just wanted to show, this is the Harvest pattern by Tin Can Knits. It is a free pattern on Ravelry if you choose to get that. And look, see, I am working on it. It is getting bigger. So there's a sleeve, right? I have a whole sleeve. The whole body is done. It can be pinned shut like that if I choose to. Doesn't have to be. And yeah, I've got this whole sleeve. So that's progress. I think I'm going to, I started to bind off on it. You can see right here, I started to bind off on the sleeve, but I think I'm going to take that bind off out, and I just wanted to see how it laid for one thing. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to go longer. I've got long arms. I'm 5'8". I have long arms, and it's either going to be like a 3/4 or full length, right? Or a little bit past, because you know, if you have friends that are tall or whatever, they're used to the shorter sleeves kind of a thing. It's whatever. Wait, you're either too short, too tall, too fat, too skinny, too whatever. Yeah, everyone complains about whatever it is that they have. So mine was, you know, the sleeves weren't gonna be long enough, but I make them myself, so I can make them whatever length I want to. So I got work done on this beautiful cardigan. This is, if you're not familiar with it, it is Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend. This came in 70 ounces, 200 grams, 392 yards per cake. It's a number 3 lightweight yarn. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. Looks like you can wash it, you can dry it, don't bleach it, don't iron it, and it has a little circle A. I don't know what that means. Some sort of dry clean chemical. I'm not sure. So this is cake number 3. I have another full cake. I got this gifted to me, part of the Mystery Yarn Challenge that I like to do monthly now, it seems. December, we're not doing it, you know, because hello, Christmas, everything else, people are chaotic. But I got this in my October box. I did make other things for October to say that, you know, I did my challenge. This obviously is not done. It was quite ambitious. I'm still working on it. I didn't quit. It's working. It's okay. I do a lot. It's okay. So I just wanted to show that I have that. It's, yeah, a little bit more. I should be able to get the sleeve done, finish it off, you know, in the next knitting session that I actually play with it. You know how that goes. I kind of think I have like project, deficit, or not really deficit, but you know, I kind of do squirrel. Yeah. I do squirrel very well. It's like, oh, new project, shiny, pretty new yarn. Oh my goodness. And I have some gorgeous new yarns that have just been gifted to me. My friend Susan just bought me, well, actually she sent it to me. She told me she didn't just buy it for me, so I think that's good. But it was in her stash and she sent it to me, and I am so grateful. That's in another video. Feel free to look for it. Want to see something I got done? I started this one and I think it turned out great. This is a cowl, and let me see. I'm going to turn this little light off and see if it, you know, I've got a bunch of other lights on in here. Let's see if that works. We're dark. Okay, but you can, okay, so the dark works, right? You can actually see the pattern. So look at that beehive style pattern. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. I will put it in the link. I can't remember it right off. And it is for a hat, and they've also got mitts, matching mitts that you can make. I started this using the Joann's K&C cotton yarn, and I cast on what you were supposed to. I knew it was going to be too much for this yarn. This is a garment-worthy cotton yarn, right? And it's not going to have that give and everything in that play like your other yarns would to cling for a hat. So that's why I decided to just go ahead and turn it into a lovely cowl. And that looks absolutely fantastic. So finished project, done. You know, it's not the hat that I was going for, but that was my own fault because I used the wrong yarn. I mean, or not really appropriate for this particular application. If I wanted it to be in the cotton, I would go ahead and do one repeat less of the entire pattern. I think I cast on something like 124. I would have done, I was reading other people's notes, maybe 96, so it would not be as many of the repeats going around. And that would be still large enough to fit the head because it is worsted weight cotton, bigger needles, and it's not going to snap back, right? That type of a thing. But I'm okay with that. I think it looks great. It's done. Yay, finished projects. Yay me. Oh my goodness. That is so exciting. Yeah, so had fun with that. And then I also worked on my socks. Always working on my socks. Why are they not growing? Because these were in my purse and they didn't get as much attention. I have my gorgeous, I think they're gorgeous anyway. Look at that. That's my sparkle sock, and you can see this ribbing in the back that I've got going on. And that's right there, and I've got the finished one. I'm still kicking myself for not doing those at the same time. My socks recently, I've been doing 2 at a time, and I like that because when I'm done, I'm done. And then I had to actually finish this and cast on that one. And it was a little bit of a gut check. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's like, I want to work on something else. You see this yarn behind me? I've got choices. I want something else. So I'm still working on it because I believe this is going to go to my son for Christmas. He wanted a pair of sparkle socks, and what better than sparkle Christmas socks? So there you go. I think he was just more daring me and seeing if I would actually make some for him. Hello, if you want them, I'll make them. I don't really care. The girls love them. I know that. They absolutely love the sparkle socks. So they will get loved either way, whomever they go to. But I did get progress. I am now to the heel flap. So that's nice. So I'll be starting the heel flap, and you know, it'll grow. It'll get there. It's working. It's working. And then I had these other ones here. Oh, let me avalanche of projects. Oh, there, projects down. I have these going on, and these didn't really see any love this week. It was sad. They didn't. They need to, because I'm so, I mean, look at that. I'm at the straightaway right here. This is the straightaway in the toe, and I did these both at the same time. So this is also the second one. It's in the same spot, right? I'm like, hello, that's just going to be, I don't know how many hours. It'll be hours. Let's face it. I mean, I've got, what, 64 stitches per round using size 1 knitting needles, 2 1/4 millimeter. It's still going to take a while. People say that socks are fast. A lot of sock knitters will say that. It's not so much that they're fast. It's your stolen moments, right? Like I said, I'll have this one in my purse. Yeah, literally in my purse, right? I'll have this in my purse and pull it out when time permits. You know, if you're waiting in line somewhere or you're doing something along that line, you know, it's those stolen moments, right? It wasn't times that you planned on knitting or working on your crafts, but the time presented itself. So by golly, there you go. So that's that one. And I was working on hats and having a blast. I did a hat with these 2 yarns. This is a it's a cotton blend, cotton polyester blend, and it has the nice sequins on it. And this is a worsted, it's a wool. Then they're both, it's fingering weight, and loved the result. So of course I had to start another one because where'd it go? I started another one with this color. That's that same Queensland Perth, and love the color. I don't have the bulb end, or I tell you the exact color. And then I've got some sequins. This is smaller sequins on this one, but it's a nice green, and I have it in the bag because it is slippery. It is not the same as this one. The sequins are smaller. This is a cotton blend. And I think this is a viscose, right? So it is really slippery. So I keep that in the bag. And I got some progress on it. I did come up with something that I wasn't too pleased with, but I'm just going to ignore it. Yep. I'm going to ignore it. It's fine. Yeah. So I did like a corrugated ribbing here, but what I cast on very loose, and it definitely wants to roll up. Corrugated ribbon like that, it's going to roll anyway, but I mean, that definitely wants to roll. And I'm really convincing myself that it's okay. No, it's not. I don't like it. It's not okay, but I'm going to keep going. And I got to the, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do it. It's not like I'll end up keeping it anyway, right? So just keep going. It's okay. Want to see the lace? Look at that. It's got this nice leaf, like a leaning leaf. And you can see a little, I'm trying to get those sparkles to show. This one has a lighter, yeah, there's one of them. A smaller sequins, right? So it's not going to be as bold as obviously the other one, which was the purple with those pink sequins. These are, like I said, a lot smaller and a lot more subtle. There you go. You can see some of them there, right? A little more subtle and everything. And this particular yarn, I've used this one before with the sequins, and I don't know, maybe it's the lace that I'm doing. I don't know, maybe it's because the hem is rolling up and it's annoying me. But the sequin yarn itself is kind of splitting on me. I know it's so tiny. You're like, how is that splitting? But you can, I don't know if you can, that's not going to focus in well enough. But it's just splitty a little bit, so I have to pay a little bit more of attention. And, well, you know, that's annoying, right? I just want mindless knitting. And you're like, but that's lace. That's not mindless knitting. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it, you know, it depends on the pattern. When I was working on the first one, this yarn and the sequins did not split because it's just a different composition, right? It was just a full solid yarn, whatever, and, you know, spun around. It didn't split. I had no issues with it. And that really didn't take as long as you would think. It really didn't. I was very happy with it. So that's why I thought I'd, you know, whip this one out really quickly. I think part of it is I don't like the rolling. I don't. But when it's on your head, it doesn't roll as much because, you know, the head kind of shapes it and pulls it out and everything. So it doesn't roll as much, and I'm convincing myself it's fine. And I'm really looking forward to getting into those other colors, right? You can see I'm getting into the golden, and that mixed in with the green is going to be fun and exciting as I start to move into those colors. So I'm just going to go with it. And to give an example of what I mean by that knitting, even though it is a lace, and I'll link the pattern down below because it is a free pattern. Feel free. It's not my pattern, but it is a free pattern. And it's, you can memorize it, right? You know, it's not super difficult that it's like, oh, wait, I can't memorize it. I've got to stare at my pattern constantly and I don't know what I'm going to do next. And this is what I mean by that. This is the same pattern. I finished this week. This flew off the needles. It did. What's the yarn? It did. This is Universal Yarns Adore Colors. Look at that. So that's nice. And it's a wool. Yep. It is a 55% superwash merino, 45% acrylic. So it's a wool blend. It's a number 3 lightweight yarn. It says machine wash, gentle, tumble dry. So that's kind of nice. And it's just a good, nice yarn. This is a discontinued yarn, so you'd be able to find it in other people's stashes or things like that. I got this at Tuesday morning, quite a while back, since Tuesday morning, and my area is closed. And if the little tag on here is correct, 0319, this looks like I got it in 2019, so it's been around for a while. It was nice to work with. I like the stripes. I like the way that it worked up. This is what I have left of the ball of yarn, the 100 grams. And it's pretty. Look at that. Just a nice stripe and everything. Let's see if I can get close enough to see the patterns. But it's a nice stripe. It's a cute beanie. The lace looks great. Let me go ahead and see. See how that's stretched out? And the hat's like it's called 2-in-1 or 2 in something like that. And the reason that they call it that is you can wear it just like I showed it unblocked, go ahead, put it on your head, life is good. Or you can block the dickens out of it and turn it into a beret. Either way, they both work. The other hat I left as is, but with all the extra stitches and what have you, it was definitely a beret. This one I didn't cast on as many. I don't remember how many I cast on, but again, I had the pattern in my head, and I cast on a little bit less, made it a little bit tighter to where it's just that beanie style. And that's just cute. It's just absolutely adorable. And we know how much I like my wools, and you know, I like to have extra hats like this on hand. And having that wool content and stuff and being able to give them out, because I am in Colorado and it's very cold. Oh my gosh, it's very cold. And people appreciate the wool. They really, really do, because it does have the insulating properties, keeps you a lot warmer. So you can see that with the yarn change, this was so much faster to work through than my green one. I set the green one down to work on this one and to make this one. It flew off the needles because I wasn't fighting with the yarn. It's just how that goes. Sometimes you fight with the yarn. It's just how that works. So yeah, those were those. And I don't know if you saw, I pulled out, not literally pulled out, but I grabbed my Noro sweater and I started working on it. You know, it was one of those sweaters that had been languishing for a while. Yeah. And really enjoy it, right? You know, I mean, have fun with it. So I have the body completely done. And I pulled out the bottom edge. I did it in seed stitch because I thought it would be nice. I love seed stitch. Not necessarily in the hem. It adds a little extra bulk where I really didn't want the bulk. You know what I'm getting at. And I did. I pulled that out and re-knit it. And then I tried it on. It looks fine. I'm going to pull it out to the bust. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull it back out to the bust line. I did the, can you see this? Like it bumps out right here. Yeah, it shouldn't bump out right there, right? I did some way shaping, I guess, like way down here instead of here. Because yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that bump. Yeah, that doesn't look good. It does. Yes, it does not look good. I tried to ignore it. Maybe most people wouldn't see it, but you know, I have my own curves. Some of them go in, some go out, some do whatever they want, right? I have my own curves. This is an extra curve that is not flattering, and I see it, and I tried to not see it, and I keep seeing it. Yeah, so I gotta pull it out. So I did spend a good amount of time pulling it out and re-knitting it, picking up all my stitches and re-knitting it. And now I'm gonna pull out more of it than I picked it up at, because well, I've got to, I mean, you can see the bump, right? I mean, it's not just me, you can see that. So I think I've got to pull, and I'll measure it and everything. I'll put it on again and make sure, but I think I've got to pull it out to about here and then start doing some way shaping. I don't know. It's not right. It's not. Sometimes you just have to do that. If you want it for you, or you want it to wear something that you're going to wear. And if you're familiar with Noro yarns, they're very proud of their yarns, which is code for it costs a lot of money, right? Yeah, so I had this, my husband gifted this to me to make a sweater for me. And I have to make it to where I'll actually wear it. And I'm not going to wear it like that. I tried, I thought about it. I won't. I won't. So I have to fix it. It's really nice that the yarn is nice to work with and it feels great, because I've been playing with it a lot. But that's okay. I started on my second ball of the yarn. I don't know, it's around here somewhere. I dropped it. I started on the second ball of yarn. This is the same yarn right here. Different colorway. It's silk, cotton, viscose, mohair, wool, and polyamide. Could they have thrown anything else in there? I mean, they couldn't have got linen in there while they were at it. It's like, this is what I call, they sweep the floor of all the luxury fibers and spin it up and say, voila, there you go. But yeah, that's what this is. And that right there, I've finished once I got to that ribbing, I had finished the first of 2 balls, because that's what I have is 2 balls of that particular colorway. These have, I think they're 200 grams. I can't find it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yep, 200 grams, about 480-ish meters, so over 500 yards. So I had a little over 1,000 yards to work with. I'm going to pull that back out, redo the waist, and then get onto the sleeves. I want to get it done, but I have to I have to make it work. I just do. Yeah. So that was a little sad because, it was growing. I was getting there. It was doing great. And then it's not. It's okay. You know what? I like to knit and crochet, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Whether I get one project done a week or two or three or half, doesn't really matter. I'm still going to crochet. I'm still going to knit. I'm still going to enjoy my stuff. That's just what I do. Oh, speaking of crocheting, look at this one. I finished my turkey. Yay! This was part of the Things We're Making Thursday series, and I finished it, and I went off script a little bit because that's what I do, and I made some different type of feathers, if you want to call them that. It looks like ketchup and mustard to me, big blobs swirping on ketchup and mustard. I think it's absolutely adorable. I added my own character with it by doing the blue eye and the brown eye. I really like the little top notch thing up here. This is a free pattern for Yarn Inspirations, I believe. No, it's not Yarn Inspirations. This is Grace and Yarn. And I'll have that link down below too. So if you're interested in making one, by all means, go for it. Amigurumi are fun. They're easy. They're a mindless kind of a thing that you make in between other projects or make it your focal point. It doesn't matter. I like making all sorts of things. I need to set the amigurumi down right now because I'm crunch time, man. I'm telling you, I am crunch time. Oh, for those of you that did not know, today, December the 4th, is my husband's birthday. And it's also my granddaughter's birthday, my first granddaughter. Her birthday's today. She's 8, he's 56. There you go. And I got his birthday present done. I did. I've already given it to him. You may or may not have already seen it. It is his sweater, and he looks absolutely fantastic in his sweater. I love it. He is beaming. He is so proud. He has already worn it a couple of times out in public. He's very warm-blooded, so he just has a t-shirt underneath it and then has this, and he's not really been wearing coats. I'm layered, but absolutely loves it. This is Barocco Ultra Alpaca, which I believe is a 50-50 blend of wool and alpaca. And if you were not aware, alpaca is warmer than wool, and we already know what type of insulating properties that wool has. So he his smile, oh my gosh, and he has thanked me so many times. He is amazing. But here we go. I know I already showed the picture of him in it, but here it is. I have finished it. That collar gave me a dickens of a time, because look at that. It looks like you can't put a head through there, right? It just doesn't look right. But he assures me it's very comfortable, and he just wears it with pride, and he is just so adorable. And it is so funny. When I was working on these sleeves, I mean, look at this. Look how long that thing is. I talk about, I have to make mine longer. I mean, you can see I have to make it longer, right? Yeah, I know it's falling on that side right now just because half of a sweater. But this thing right here is super long. Like 23 inches or something like that. I don't know. I mean, he has the long sleeves. Haha, tape measure on the floor. There you go. I gotta hide these between the grandkids and the dogs. Is the other ones, my fancier ones, the dogs like them because they look like dog toys. All right, so 25 inches from the seam, 25 inches. So every time I kept trying it on him, he's like, a little longer, a little longer, a little longer on the sleeve. And then once I got it sewn up, he put the sleeve cuff inside out. And when I took the pictures of him outside, that's what he had, was the inside cuff out. But he was out with it, wearing it again on another day. And the sleeves actually do fit. He was able to wear them like you would normally wear a sleeve. And it looks so good on him with the green. I want to make him another sweater. I know I'm crazy. Yeah, I know I am absolutely crazy. I have enough Noro to make him a sweater, and I want to. And he's like, boy, that'd really be nice if I got to wear it this year. That'd be really nice if I got to wear it and everything while it's still cold out. I'm like, it took him a while to get this sweater, you know? It's like, But the cat's out of the bag. I'm going to make him one. Want to see what he picked? Oh yeah, the Viking book, right? This is the book that we used for, I say we, like he actually did any of the knitting, but this is the book that I used for his sweater, and his was called the Papa sweater in here. And now I'm going to make the Viking. Now the Viking is an easy one. Look at this. I know I say everything's easy. That's a good looking man, but it has this gorgeous cable just going up here. But the rest of the construction is like the wonderful wallaby that I've done and some of the other sweaters. So you do both of your sleeves, right? You can do them first or last, doesn't matter. Probably do them first, do them in tandem. Yes, do them in tandem. And then do your body starting from the bottom and then working your way up. Once you get to the underarm here, you'll bind off, I don't know how many, I'll have to look at it, but you'll bind off some from each sweater, right? 5 or 6, whatever it is. And then you'll also bind off at the underarm for the arms that you have the same amount, 5 or 6, whatever it happens to be. And then what you do is once you get to that point where you have all your pieces there, then you knit all the way around, you grab the sweater, knit around the sweater, go to the back of the sweater and do the same thing here. Back of the sleeve, front of the sleeve, going all the way around. And then you continue in that raglan style, decreasing, right here, 2 stitches here and 2 stitches in the back. So 8 stitches every other row. And you get up to where you're going to do some sort of a neck treatment. This is more of a crew neck, so you're going to go up quite high. The Wonderful Wallaby is a V-neck right here, and they do have that in adult sizes too, not just the kids. I've made quite a few for the grandkids, but that's a V-neck that goes into a hood. So this particular construction style part, I'm very familiar with. I've made multiple, and you'll continue with that cable going all the way up. As a matter of fact, if you've seen when I've shown my angel sweater, I did do both the sleeves of that one first, and then I'm right there at that body, and I'm about ready to connect everything. And the reason I haven't is I need to grab, well, for when I saw Shining, I started something new, but I need to grab the book again. And because that angel pattern is a complicated pattern that goes up the arm, and I don't have that memorized. It's not like this hat pattern was pretty easy to deal with. So it's a complicated pattern, and I have to grab that and pay attention to it as I'm doing the raglans and everything in decrease. I continue with that angel up here and figure out where I want the angel to stop, doing that particular patterning. And and decide, do I want to do a crew neck? Do I want to do a hood? I believe I've got enough yarn to definitely do a hooded sweater. I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to do that. But again, the construction's very much the same as that one in here. So it'll be easy. Yeah, I know, it's exciting. And this talks about you're using like 6s and 8s, the 6s for the cuff or whatever, smaller needles. And then the rest of the sweater is in size 8s. So it should go quicker. The cable to me seems like it's a little bit easier to read the cable than the angel. And what I mean by that, reading it, is very predictive cabling. It's like, oh, look, I went under this way. Now I'm going to go over. I went over. Now I'm going to go under. It's just something that you can read easier than doing the actual picture for the angel. So fun stuff. So that's that. I've got more stuff around here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was watching Linan from Nina's Knots, and she's still working on the boggy blankets. And I had the square hoops. Crochet hook down. It's okay. It's fine. It's crochet. It's fine. And I was deciding, there's one pattern that I haven't, well, I've not made a lot of different patterns, but I wanted to do a center out blanket, but not necessarily a granny square by itself. And I've seen the Granny Meets Virus and the virus shawls and things like that. So I'm wanting to do something along that line. And I don't know what pattern I'm following. It's something that was free online, and it's a shawl. And it's starting with the granny square and then the virus pattern, and then going back to the granny's pattern. And I'm putting it into the square as opposed to the triangle shawl. So I had to do some manipulating and figuring and what have you. there's probably a pattern I can find online, but I just didn't search that much. I just didn't. But look at this. Isn't that cool? So I've got my reds, and I think once I do this, I'm not sure if I've got 1 or 2 more rounds to go. I don't know. And then I'm going to start yellows. I've got some really nice goldens. Yeah, that golden right here. So I've got that, and then I've got like that sunshiny yellow, and then I'm gonna probably do oranges, maybe 1 or 2 different types of oranges, and try to do like a rainbow out type situation. I have a lot of the big twist yarns in various colors, so I'll just grab those and see what I come up with. The boggy blanket, I believe a 40-inch square is the sweet spot. I do know that, right? Because there's specific sizes that you need to hit in. So it's what it said. Yeah, 40-inch square I definitely know is definitely good. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna search for. And if I think about it, I'll put the exact sizes down below. I don't remember offhand, but I do know that that's what I'm shooting for. So I did start a blanket because I don't have enough things going on. Yeah, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. And then I didn't start this one yet. What else do I have sitting around here? I have so much stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm like in an avalanche of just knitted and crocheted things. I don't know. But I had to do it. It's color work at this time of year kicks me in the backside. I'm telling you, I love doing color work and stranded color work. I've not done a stranded sweater top type thing, but I've done quite a few hats, right? I've not done it for the socks with the ferrule because that's some gauge stuff right there, but I love doing on the hats. I don't know if you've seen this picture. That pattern is everywhere. This is a paid pattern. This is the Alpine Bloom hat, and this pattern is in cowls and it's in sweaters, and I like the hat form, right? You know, and I believe you can do it in lots of different weights of yarns, right? You can do it in your fingering weight, and you can go all the way up to your worsted weight, I believe. Not 100% sure, but it has it in different sizes, right? What it's doing is each flower pattern, it just goes straight up and everything to the point right there. Each one of those starts off and it's 20 stitches. So you're casting on 100 or 120 or 140, and that depends on what size you want it to be and what weight of yarn you're using. So I can use whatever kinds I want to. And I did. And I really wanted to start a hat because I don't have enough projects. I just don't. I don't have enough things on the needles. I just, you know, there you go. Well, part of it is there's so much beauty. I mean, you know, you have to just walk around with your eyes shut all the time not to see it. There's so much beauty and there's so much potential. And when you grab a ball of yarn or something, you know, oh, it's this one, or, you know, I've got this thing, and, you know, whatever. You look at it and it's like, what is this going to be? You know, you're taking this string and you're creating. And if that's not exciting, I don't know what is. Oh, speaking of, yeah. What should I do with that? It's a cute cuff. No, it's not socks. No, 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 not socks. This is on size 3. Yes, it's fingering weight yarn. I have plenty. And I was looking at doing cuffs, or the mitts, the fingerless mitts. And I'm not sure what pattern, because this one's gonna be in my head. I mean, I can find something online and, you know, work with the cast on that I have, either increase, decrease, or what have you, and then just kind of mix and match. I might want to do that because I haven't done what was in my mind. What's in my mind right now is cables, a lot of cables, like a central diamond with seed stitch on both sides, and then maybe on the edging doing some mock cables, or if not mock cables, you know, like little coin looking things going up, or yeah, just a small twist or whatever, either mirrored. Yeah, I like mirrored. I like that. You know, so there's a lot of different options that I've got going on, and I just haven't sat down to work on this one yet. But so many options. If you look at your stuff and you're not smiling, I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, just, it can be anything. You can have a bad day and look at your ball of yarn. It doesn't matter if you have one ball of yarn or 100 balls of yarn. It doesn't matter because it's the same thing. And you look at that and it's like, in some aspects, it's like a child, right? It's innocent. You don't know what it's going to be yet. You give it everything that you have, right? All your love and your energy, right? And sometimes it works out and sometimes you have to do some course correcting, but that's okay. That's the beauty of the whole creative process and making things. And yeah, I spend a lot of time in here. I do. You can tell. Sorry. Might be getting a little too philosophical or something along that. I think that's the right word. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I can't come in here and not get just down the rabbit hole of the dreams and stuff as far as that goes. You know, I'll come in and I have no idea how many sweaters I've made, right? All up here, right? I've made how many sweaters and how many mittens and how many different pairs of socks and how many different hats. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. And some of them come into fruition, you know, they'll get the attention like this. It's working on it. It's growing, right? You know, the more I wear it like this, it's growing. And that's just the exciting process of all of this. Tell me what you do. Tell me down below what gets you motivated. You know, sometimes I just think that people look at me like, you are crazy. You are just nuts. And yeah, I'll take it. Yes. I have always been like this, easily amused, imagination. Let's go there. Let's make this happen. Let's create something. Let's do it together. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Again, today's my husband's birthday and my granddaughter's birthday, so we're going to go do some stuff. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.